Some pain is loud, but some pain lives quietly, hidden from everyone else. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't ask for attention. It follows you into the market. It walks beside you in the street. It sits with you when the lamps go out at night, and after a while, people stop seeing you as a person. They see the problem, they see the condition, they see the rule you've broken. What do you do when your suffering has no end in sight? When every day feels the same and tomorrow promises nothing new? What do you do when the rules say, stay away, but your heart says go? She was not always invisible, but pain has a way of shrinking a life. It takes your voice. It takes your place, it takes your name, until all that remains is a person everyone avoids, and a story no one wants to hear. This is the story of a woman who carried her suffering in silence, until silence was no longer an option. She had a name once, a name spoken with joy, a name called out in the early morning as bread baked and water jars were filled, a name whispered by loved ones when the lamps were dimmed at night. But over time, the name faded, and she became something else. That woman. It began quietly. A sickness no one could see at first. A steady flow of blood that would not stop. At first, she told no one. She wrapped herself carefully, adjusted her garments, and prayed it would pass. At first, she told herself it was nothing. Tomorrow, she whispered, tightening her garment. It will stop tomorrow. Tomorrow came, and it did not stop. Days passed, then weeks. She began avoiding people, not because she wanted to, but because questions were harder than pain. In the market, women noticed. Have you seen her lately? One asked. She hasn't been around, another replied. I heard she's sick. Sick? Someone said softly. Or unclean? The word slipped out easily. Unclean. She tried to ignore it. She still went out when she had to, head lowered, steps quick. But whispers follow even the quiet. When she approached the synagogue one Sabbath morning, she stopped before the entrance. Inside, prayers rose like incense.
She's unclean. She knows she shouldn't be here. If she comes any closer, she could contaminate others. She has no right to enter.
Outside, she stood alone. Turned away and standing alone, she carried it with her. Night after night,
God of our
she
fathers,
brought
Lord,
her
please help
pain
me.
to God.
I am tired. I cannot do this anymore.
She sought help. The first healer was confident. This happens to many women, he said. I have a treatment.
This time I will get
She
healed.
believed him. She endured bitter herbs. Painful procedures, weeks of hope. Nothing changed. The second healer was harsher. You waited too long, he said, but I will try. He demanded payment. She sold a bracelet, simple but meaningful. Her condition worsened. She went to another. And another. Some spoke gently, some avoided her eyes, some blamed her faith. Perhaps God is teaching you something, one said. She left, trembling. Years passed.
God, please, help me, Father, please. Do not look away from me.
Her jewelry disappeared one piece at a time. The necklace first, then the earrings, then the rings she once wore with pride. When money ran out, she sold clothes. Fine garments gave way to rough fabric. Her home grew emptier, her body weaker. At nights, she prayed.
God, please,
She cried.
Father,
She
please.
begged God.
Do not look
She
away
was
from
tired.
me.
She was lonely. She was in
God,
pain.
please, help me.
In the market, gossip sharpened.
She's unclean. She knows she shouldn't be here.
What is she doing here? Does she want to contaminate others? She's such an eyesore.
She spent everything, one woman said. Then clearly God has turned away from her, another replied. Children stared. Adults whispered. She learned to disappear in plain sight. 12 years passed.
God,
12 years of bleeding. 12 years of doctors.
do not look away from me. God of
12 years of unanswered prayers.
I am tired. I cannot do this anymore.
The scripture would later say she suffered much under many physicians, and instead of getting better, she grew worse. Day after day and year after year she prayed. Not eloquent prayers, not long speeches, just whispers lost in tears, mumble. God of Abraham, please. Lord, I am tired. Have you forgotten me?
God, please, help me, Father, please. Do not look away from me.
Then one day, she heard a different name, Jesus, not spoken with suspicion, but with wonder. They say he heals with a touch. They say even lepers are cleansed. They say demons flee. Her heart stirred. Not hope, she had learned better, but something quieter, a longing. That night, she prayed again, but this time, the prayer was different. Lord, if you are passing near me, if you are willing, let me come close.
God of our fathers, I come to you again tonight. Not because I am strong, but because I am empty. I am tired, Lord. Tired in my body, tired in my heart.
She did not ask for much, just a chance.
Tonight.
When she heard he was walking through the town, fear returned. She knew the law, she knew the risk, but desperation changes everything. If I only touch the hem of his garment, she whispered, I will be healed. Not his hands, not his face, just the hem.
Let me come close. If I only touch the hem, I will be healed.
The crowd was overwhelming. People pressed in. Voices shouted, children pushed forward. She stayed low, careful. Someone brushed against her shoulder. She froze. Nothing happened. She moved again. Step by step, she reached him. Her fingers trembled, and then she touched the edge of his robe. Instantly, everything stopped. The bleeding ceased. Strength flooded her body. 12 years ended in a heartbeat. Jesus stopped. Who touched me?
Who touched my clothes?
She stepped forward. She fell at his feet, and she told the truth. All of it, the sickness, the doctors, the money, the years, the faith.
I was afraid. I had been bleeding for so long, for so many years. I spent everything I had.
Jesus did not recoil. He smiled. "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace and be healed of your affliction." And in that moment, something deeper than her body was healed. What had been broken for years was not only the flow of blood, but the weight of shame she carried in silence, the glances she learned to avoid, the spaces she no longer entered. It was the loneliness of standing on the outside, watching life continue without her. Healing reached places no physician ever touched, places no medicine could reach, wounds no treatment could name. It reached her fear, her exhaustion, her long-forgotten hope, and in the presence of mercy, she was no longer hidden. Healing gave her back her name. Because her story is not only about bleeding, it is about waiting. It is about carrying something no one else can see. Something that follows you into crowded places, into quiet rooms, into prayer. Many of us know what that feels like. You wake up every day and do what you're supposed to do. You show up, you smile when you're expected to, you keep moving. But inside, something has been draining you for a long time. It may not be sickness. It may not be physical pain. It could be exhaustion, grief that never fully left, a disappointment you learned not to talk about anymore, a prayer you stopped saying out loud because it felt unanswered. Like her, you may have tried everything you knew. You sought advice, you followed instructions, you listened to people who promised quick solutions, you spent time, you spent energy, you gave parts of yourself away, hoping something would finally change. And when nothing did, you learned how to live around the pain. You learned how to function while hurting, how to keep going without being whole, how to disappear in plain sight. Some days, the hardest part is not the pain itself, but the silence around it. The way people assume you're fine. The way life keeps moving forward while you feel stuck. The way faith becomes quieter, not because it's gone, but because you're tired. This woman understood that. For 12 years, she lived between hope and disappointment, between faith and fear, between wanting to believe and protecting herself from believing too much, and yet something in her did not die. Not hope, but longing. A quiet, stubborn longing that whispered, what if mercy still exists? What if God still sees me? What if restoration is possible even now? Sometimes faith does not look like confidence. Sometimes it looks like desperation. Sometimes it looks like crawling forward when standing feels impossible. And sometimes faith does not shout. It whispers, if I can just touch the hem, if I can just make it through today, if I can just be seen. When she reached out, she did not demand attention. She did not ask for explanation. She did not even ask to be noticed. She simply reached. And that reach changed everything. Because healing, as Jesus showed her, was never meant to be hidden. He stopped, not to expose her, but to restore her. He gave her what no miracle alone could give, a voice, a place, a name. Daughter. In that word, shame lost its power. In that moment, her story was rewritten, and this is where her story meets ours. Because many of us are not just waiting to be fixed, we are waiting to be restored. Restored in our dignity, restored in our faith, restored in our sense of belonging, restored in the belief that we still matter. You may be carrying something tonight that no one else knows about. You may be tired of explaining, tired of trying, tired of waiting. But this story reminds us of something quiet and powerful, that God does not overlook silent faith. That mercy It's not rushed. That restoration often begins in unseen moments, and sometimes the most important healing is not the one that removes the pain, but the one that reminds you who you are. Seen, known, not forgotten. Her story still speaks because somewhere someone is still reaching. Healing was not just power, it was restoration. She did not leave as that woman. She left as a daughter, seen, whole, free, and her story still speaks. If this story touched your heart and it reminded you that faith still matters, subscribe for more stories of the olives. And if you've ever waited, if you've ever prayed in silence, share this story with someone who needs hope today.